next week to recap what happened, but we simply don't have enough showtime this week, so we'll look to get him in here to preview or recap the next pay-per-view, which is the Extreme Rules pay-per-view coming up here in, 3-4 weeks. I gotta look at that. I should know when that is. But anyway, that's the next pay-per-view we got coming up. It will likely feature the new WWE Champion Seth Rollins, who cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase during the main event match between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania last week, to then do his finishing moves on both guys, pin Roman Reigns, not Brock Lesnar, the defending champ, and run out with the belt. So he's your new champ. Look for him to likely be going up against Randy Orton, who beat him in their one-on-one WrestleMania match and provided one of the most amazing moves that I've ever seen. Check out that RKO if you haven't seen it. It's amazing. But anyway, look for that to be the title picture at the upcoming pay-per-view, possibly with Roman sneaking his head in there, maybe not. Let's see what else at WrestleMania. John Cena beat Rusev to be the United States champion. Daniel Bryan won the ladder match to be the Intercontinental champion. The tag team titles were retained. AJ Lee and Paige beat the Bad Guys and the Bellas for their match. The Big Show won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal Memorial. Miz Dow and Miz split up before being eliminated by Big Show in the Battle Royal. Oh, the biggest shocker of all to me, Triple H beat Sting, which I did not see coming from an inch away or a mile away or however far away. I did not see that coming ever under any circumstances. I don't get that angle. I don't understand it. But yeah, Triple H beat Sting in their match. Crazy. Undertaker beat Bray Wyatt, which I expected to happen if they planned on him working at next year's WrestleMania, which apparently they do, likely against Sting in a double retirement match. That would be great. I'm all for it. Just unfortunate that Bray wasn't able to get the win. However, he doesn't need it. He'll be just fine without it. He's one of those characters that wins and losses really don't affect his popularity or his push at all. And then in the coolest moment of the night, by far in my opinion, The Rock came out to talk smack with Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. And Stephanie McMahon slapped The Rock and then was like, what are you going to do? You're going to hit a girl? You're going to hit a girl? Well, The Rock said, no, I won't hit a girl, and went out of the ring and went and got Ronda Rousey, UFC bantamweight champion, who I devoted almost an entire show to in my second or third show about, brought her into the ring, and the building, if there would have been a roof on it, it would have blown off. The energy and excitement when she got involved and was in that ring was unbelievable. She ended up doing a armbar, shoulder throw, hip toss type of move on Triple H, chucking him to the ground, which was great. And then she countered Stephanie trying to slap her into an armbar. It was awesome. And so that was the highlight of WrestleMania for me, was Ronda Rousey's appearance. That it was the best part of it all. But it was a great WrestleMania. And yeah, that's all I can talk wrestling, though, because we got to get to the balls deep thought of the day here before I run too much overtime. So let's get to it. There's been a lot of talk since last week's show. At least I've seen and heard a lot of talk since last week's show on TV and on the radio about tanking. Now, if you've never heard that term before, tanking is the term used in sports when teams are not trying their hardest to win, when they're actually hoping to lose because it somehow better suits the team to lose. For example, this point in the NBA season or the NHL season, if you have no chance at making the playoffs, it serves you better to lose because you get a higher draft pick. Same in football or any other sport like that. There are also teams in very specific situations, such as the Los Angeles Lakers, where if they end up getting a pick within the top 5, they keep that pick. But if the pick is 6 or lower, they have to lose that pick in a trade that they made prior to now. So they not only are they trying to position themselves for a better pick, like they're in a situation where they could have a good pick or no pick at all, not just the difference between, well, we're picking 4 instead of 7. It's like, no, we're picking 5 or we're picking nothing. And then also in hockey, if you have the worst record, you are guaranteed to get one of the top two picks. Not necessarily the top pick, but one of the top two picks. I don't know exactly how their draft selection works. It's a little NBA-ish, I think. I'm not sure. Hockey changes stuff all the time lately, it seems like. But anyway, I know that if you're the worst team, you get guaranteed one of the top two picks. And there's two prospects in the upcoming college draft that are can't misses. One guy's supposed to be the next Wayne Gretzky, and then the other guy's supposed to be just as good too. So anyway, you've got this Lakers situation, and you got the hockey situation, and we've seen it in sports, other times anyway, just from year to year, teams that don't have anything to play for come the end of the season. But this year you've got teams really blatantly, obviously doing it. And it's such a sticky situation because honestly, you can't fault the teams. They have to act in their best interest and have to think big picture. And the way that the format and rules and structure is set up, that's what they have to play by and what they have to go by. So they're simply playing the game by the rules that they have to play by. So it's hard to fault them for taking guys out when they start getting hot because they don't want to win the game, or giving lesser talented players more minutes, or things of that nature. However, it's not fair to the fans buying tickets to go see these games in person, spending their hard-earned money, and not being offered and given the product that they initially agreed upon. So that's, it's hard if you're a fan. However, if you are a fan of one of those teams, and it is in your best, if you'll get a better player by losing more and you won't gain anything by winning now, you should be cheering for them to lose. You shouldn't cheer for them to try to lose, but you should cheer for them to lose. Because if you're a true fan, you'll cheer what's in the best interest of your team, whether it's pleasant or not, whether it's what you wanted or not. So if you're a fan who refuses to cheer for your team to lose when that is in fact what the best thing for the team is, then I don't know that you're a true fan of that team. But that's just my opinion. I don't know. Now, whether you like it or not, this is going to continue to happen for forever unless one of these leagues or associations were to step in and say, we don't like this happening, we can't have this happening, we need to do something about it. That's easily done. Anybody could do that very easily if they wanted to. The NBA, for example, we'll just use them as an example because they've got it going on in their league right now too. The NBA could implement an integrity rule, a game integrity rule, where if they have evidence, significant evidence, that you are not attempting to win the game, if they can look at you sitting guys who are healthy or playing guys who aren't very good over guys who are good, or whatever they could cite whatever they could cite as evidence of proof of you're tanking on purpose, you're not trying to win the game, and that damages the integrity of the game and our product and our brand by you doing that. So you just implement a rule. If you're doing that, if we feel you're doing that, we're going to punish you. We will relocate your draft picks. Since you're tanking for a draft position, we reserve the right to relocate your draft position if we feel you have been violating the game integrity law. And if you've had a really severe violation of it, heck, we can eliminate and remove your pick entirely if need be. But this would not be that hard to accomplish. You can say if you are conducting game management and game decisions and gameplay in a way that suggests you are not trying to be competitive and win the game, punish them for it if you don't like it and you run the league. And if you don't have a problem with it, if you run the league, then come out and say, hey, this is the way it is, and this is the way it's going to be, and everyone in the media and all the fans and everyone else, like it or not, deal with it. So, anyway, that's all I got for you this week. Thank you so much for tuning in on Northern Lights Radio at WNLMradio.com. You can also hear this show on SoundCloud. I will be reposting it on my Facebook, which is Scotty-Ball, and my Twitter, which is at BDST Show, as soon as the show is done airing. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please keep continuing to tune in every Wednesday night at 9 o'clock Central Standard Time, and let your friends know about the show as well. The more listeners, the better. Tweet me your comments, questions, and hopefully you tune in here next Wednesday to hear what I got to say next week. Get out and enjoy the weather, and make a point to take in as much of the amazing sports events that we talked about tonight as you can over the next 6-7 days. Take care, and good night.